I'm sitting here with my fellow Forbes reporter, Maureen Farrell, who just recently sat down with the mayor of Atlanta, Georgia, Kasim Reed. And as you know, Forbes likes our cities list, and I personally am a rather large fan of real estate. So we're going to talk about that for a few moments. Atlanta, Georgia has been massively growing over the last 10 years. The recent census data that came out, 2000 to 2010, we've seen over 1 million people move to the Atlanta metropolitan statistical area, the area around Atlanta, Georgia. And that's caused quite the construction boom. Let's talk about that for a minute.
Yeah, I mean, I could see it when I was down there. I sat in a lot of traffic myself. You could see it's just growing and expanding. But that's really been the key since the Olympics in 1996. There's been a huge building boom. Prior to that, and as you said, it's continued 2000, 2010, even now. But it's been an issue now, as you know, we've seen the real estate downturn all over the country. It's also, there's been an increase in unemployment. It's higher than the national average, almost at 10% right now. So Atlanta's mayor, Kasim Reed, is really focused on making sure this investment in infrastructure and building continues.
Atlanta is really a real estate town, and vertical construction right now is not occurring in a meaningful way. So the question becomes, what happens to those skilled construction workers and laborers who do not have traditional work that's related to vertical construction because the debt markets aren't financing new high-rise buildings very much. Atlanta in 1996 won the Centennial Olympic Games, and I really believe that that was our debut, if you will, as a true international city. I believe that we are an international city, but the next place for us is to be one of the leading cities in the world. And in order for us to get out of this really tough economic time we have been in, we're going to have a significant amount of capital pumped into the metropolitan region in a way that is responsible.
So you mentioned this relatively high unemployment rate in Atlanta in the midst of this construction boom and sort of the push and pull that's happening in Atlanta because of this construction boom. Yet Mayor Reed is really pushing hard for the city to be, a great place for business. We're actually seeing that on the Forbes list, the new list of best places for business and careers. Atlanta is number 33 out of 200. Let's talk a little bit more about how this mayor is pushing for that unemployment rate to go down.
So one way he's really going about this, putting a lot of political capital behind it, is trying to get the city's population, it's a referendum, to pass the regional transportation sales tax. That would essentially be a 1% increase in sales tax on most items bought in and around Atlanta. And in doing that, it would actually put $800 million every year for the next 10 years towards infrastructure spending. Things like a trolley car around Atlanta, roads, different things to make Atlanta a better place to live potentially, and also put the money into infrastructure, into construction spending to put the jobs back there.
One of the most significant challenges we face, aside from transportation and water, is our traffic problem and the amount of time that folks are sitting in traffic, and we've got to solve it. The solution to that problem is a multi-billion-dollar problem. So we passed legislation that will allow us to create a project list, have a referendum on the projects, and if passed, it would pump about $700 million a year into the 10-county metro area. So we have to have the second act, and I believe that investing $7 to $10 billion to really deal with the incredible growth that we've had in the city of Atlanta. The state of Georgia, after this census, is going to be the 10th largest state in the United States of America. The city of Atlanta and the Atlanta metropolitan region is the second fastest growing metropolitan region behind the Dallas-Fort Worth area in the United States of America. So we have to really prepare, in my mind, for all of this, or it will go away.
And now one of the things that he's also working to expand is the airport in Atlanta.
Yes, speaking of the airport, it's one of the biggest airports in the United States, international airports, and Mayor Reed and team successfully secured a $1.5 billion debt offering to expand the number of gates and exits at the airport to get in and out of there much quicker.
So basically Mayor Reed is making Atlanta that much more hotter.
He's trying.